Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Jumpstart Monday. If you are here with us, we would like to hear from you. So please let us know in the comments where you're listening from. Say a good morning. And yes, we will be starting soon. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Me together with Michael, and we are continuing this series that we started 2 weeks ago. And we in this series, we are talking about the Enneagram personality types. The Enneagram is a tool that we are using to understand ourselves and understand each other and learn to communicate better. We believe that a lot of the problems that we have in the workplace have to do with the way we communicate and the way we see the world. So we have used with Michael many tools in the past, like the Neo, the other personality tools. But today we are talking about the Enneagram, and we are continuing this episode with 3 of the subtypes of the Enneagram, and more specifically, the competitive achiever, the loyal skeptic, and the active controller. And we will be talking more in detail about each of the types. So if you recognize yourself in each of these types, please let us know in the comments. And without further ado, I will pass the microphone to you, Michael, to start with the active control, with the competitive achiever.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sophia. Happy Easter to all. I hope you had a nice time. And let's start first and foremost with the competitive achiever. This person is the person that likes to win all the medals. They are the ones that run for presidency in our classes or vice president. Still, they're very competitive, Sophia. They want to be the president. As you can see, they are very focused, action-oriented, and they are the people who are very, very concerned with their self-image. What I love about these people is that you need such kind of person inside your team to drive you forward, to let you know that you can win even in difficult situations and difficult times. And these are the people that most of the times have a bit of difficulty getting feedback. And Sophia, if you have any example of giving us about people getting feedback as competitive achievers, please let us know.
Yes, we will talk about that later. But before we do that, I wanted to show an image of just to explain to people what is a competitive achiever in more detail. So the competitive achiever is a person who feels like the world only values winners and losers. Remember that the competitive achiever is a person who is acting from their heart, so they are acting a lot from their emotions. Their fear is to feel worthless, to feel insignificant, and that's the why they strive to achieve so many things in their life. And the other characteristic of the competitive achiever is that they are the ones who they change the way that they project themselves and their image depending on whom they are talking to, depending on the situation, because they want to project an image of success and they want to be likable. So we usually like these people, actually, even though they seem very driven and competitive. Somehow they are charming.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah, that's one of my friends is like that, and sometimes I get upset because when I talk to him, I like him very much, and then I'm thinking this person tried to get something out of me with this charm. Yeah. But anyway, giving feedback, as you said, Michael, it's really challenging to give feedback to a competitive achiever because they will probably react. Yeah. They don't like to be criticized. They don't like to feel like they have failed in something or they didn't do well. And as you said before, the story that we have about feedback with competitive achievers is that they I had a friend who said, I am proud because I don't get feedback from anybody else. So, yeah, how can we give feedback to achievers? What do you think, Michael?
Recently I was training a team. We were training a team, and instead of calling it feedback, we called it feed forward. And they were willing to, according to the rules of the game, they could listen to the feedback, which was feed forward, but they could only answer back with thank you. They couldn't find an excuse why this won't work. They couldn't say, no, I tried it in the past, nothing. And this feed forward, because I had a lot of competitive achievers inside the group, has helped wonders, Sophia, because they were nodding their head in agreement, they were writing it down, and the only thing they could do is not do anything about the feed forward, but they had to take it in. So this was the exercise that we devised together with yourself in order to get these competitive achievers to listen and learn before they react.
Exactly. Exactly, because they act a lot with their emotions.
Correct. Let's move on to the next one.
Let's go on to the next one. Yes.
Which one is the next one, Sophia?
The next one is the Loyal Sceptic.
Loyal Sceptic, guys. The Loyal Sceptic is the person you see right in the corner, the CFO, Chief Financial Officer, the IT guy. It can be you, it can be myself. It doesn't have to be an exclusive persona, but it's the person who's always sits in the corner, looks at all the contingencies, what can go wrong, and informs us of what can go wrong. We need such person in our lives and also in our business, because as you can see now from the graph, these are the walls, these are the people who believe that the world is threatening and an unsafe place. So because they believe this, they focus on what can go wrong. So they construct scenarios like the Plan B from Bismarck, who united Germany. So they look at all the scenarios. Their core fear is that they might stay alone in the world and unable to survive. So in order not to do that, they are very awake and they are very vigilant in order to see what can go wrong. And of course, they have a vice like everyone does. And their vice is that they have a doubt in constantly focusing on the worst case scenario. And if you focus on the worst case scenario, you drain yourself at the end of the day. So Sophia, walk us through on how we can deal with the loyal skeptic in giving them feedback and in helping them grow.
I love working with loyal skeptics because my personality is completely the opposite. I'm very optimistic. So for me, it's great to have someone like that in the team. They are the devil's advocate. They are the ones who are thinking of the different scenarios. And in this case, the word thinking is key here. So in terms of collaborating and giving feedback with loyal skeptics, I would say give them the space to think. If you, for example, if you want to give them feedback about something they have done, instead of telling them what to do, tell them the situation, explain it very well, and then give them the time to think about the different ways they can approach this. They like
Correct.
to think and they get comfort in thinking, and they actually come up with brilliant plans. So give them the space to do that.
Well said. So we move on to the third one, Sophia. So we had one
Yes.
thinking and one heart up to now.
Yes,
And
exactly.
now we go to the gut.
And we go to the gut. These are
With,
the intuitive people in the group.
with which is the next one? It is
the active controller.
Active controller. Excellent. This person, my dear friends, is my wife. And this person is most of my mentees who come in for one-on-one coaching. They are natural born leaders. As you can see, they take charge. They do make things happen. Let's visit their graph for a moment. What is their worldview? Their worldview is that the world is tough and an unjust place in which only the strong survive. And in order to have it your way or to have it or to be clear, you need to have control. So their focus of attention is that no one can control them, and they pay attention to solutions and results. Their core fear, as you can see, is vulnerability, total weakness, not being controlled by anyone. and their self-talk is that they must be in control, they must be strong. Their gifts, as I said earlier, is strength, aliveness, direction, but their vice is an unstoppable, unsatiable lust for control. So, as I said earlier, these people work from the gut, from here down here. They feel things, they want to be in control. So, in many cases, when I do my one-on-one coaching, I find it very hard to break through. And if I do my research and I let them know what they need to improve, they might shut down, they might shut you down as well. So you need to start with the pros. What are they doing that they're doing very correctly? You need to lay them out, and then perhaps give them control, pass the control over to them to tell you how they will plan, how they will work their plan. In this way, they feel they're in control, and then you can adjust slowly by not giving all the control away, but getting them to understand that they are in control of the situation. It's a delicate situation. It is a delicate persona, but at the end of the day, we need these people to drive our companies and forward. Sophia, over to you.
Yeah, when you were talking, I was thinking that, we had many cases in the Jumpstart Monday where people were asking, how can I handle my boss? How can I handle my colleague? And if you would take one thing from this series, and I urge you to watch the previous episodes and the next episode, is that depending on the personality, we don't want to push them out of their comfort zone. So for the active controller, their comfort zone is to be in control, to make sure that things are happening in the right order. If you put them in a situation where the plans are changing, or there is no plan, or there is no control, they feel out of space and they react negatively. So yeah, that's the one advice I would give, not only for the active controllers, but for all the types that we are talking about.
Yes. And just to repeat, we're not one type. We are many types, and people do change as circumstances change. But this is an effort from Sophia and myself to present the 9 different types of the Enneagram. So in order to understand ourselves, become better managers, better leaders, and better human beings. And this is important. So Sophia, let's show some of the comments coming in. Giorgio Anu, Christos Anesti, good morning to you. Thomas Kaiser, good morning, my friend. Marios Nikolaidis, Andreas Chrysouliodis, good morning. Ioanna, for such cases, there is a red thin line before they get bossy. Very true, very
there
true.
There is a red thin line for everyone, I have to say, not only for active controllers.
But George is asking something, Sophia, I don't know. If you have 2 active controllers in the same department, what happens? He says, 2 active controllers in the same department, what happens?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I had this situation where I was doing my MBA. We had 2 active controllers in the group, and they were driving us crazy. So the solution was to separate responsibilities, basically. We gave the one the responsibilities for finance and the other one for marketing, and they were happy controlling their own bubble. I don't know if it's feasible in your department, but if you put one to control the other, it's going to be a mess.
Very true. Good morning. Very, very good suggestion, Sophia. Good morning. From what you explained, a big part of me is a competitive achiever, but through your valuable input, I now know that I will have to work with my insecurity. And that's where it starts, my friend Thanos. First and foremost, admitting something. And this is an area of improvement. It's not an insecurity, and you can do it 100%. You can do it, I'm sure. And that's good. So, Sophia, any announcements, anything else before we call it a day?
Yeah, first of all, we would like to hear from you what kind of characteristics you find challenging at work or in your environment, and how they can relate to the different personalities. And we can discuss this in another episode. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that if you are looking at these episodes and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I would like to learn myself better, just a word of caution: by listening to the science, you will probably not be able to identify 100% with one type. So we are offering, I'm going to put it in the screen now, we are offering the opportunity for you to do the Enneagram test, and you receive 1 hour of coaching from Michael. If you're interested, this is the link here, and feel free to go and check it out.
Maybe it's good to drop it in the, once the episode goes live, it's good to drop it there so people don't mistype.
Yes, exactly.
Just to let people know that this is a special package. It doesn't apply, it only applies for 1 hour. It doesn't apply for a whole coaching session of the 8 hours that we do, Sophia, okay? It's for people to know. It's good. Very good. Excellent. So anything else, Sophia, or we are good to go?
No, that's it. As I said, we have 3 episodes in this series. If you have missed the previous one, go and watch it. And we will be live with you next Monday with the other 3 types. And if you want to, if you have any questions, I say it again, please let us know in the comments and we will answer them next time.
Take good care. Thank you very much for being present. Happy Easter, and we talk soon. Bye-bye.